Hello everyone, my name is Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. It's going to be a fun conversation today. I know these are difficult times and the music has been helping you to remain sane. If you've been on Instagram, scrolling, making those happy reels, you've obviously come across and used her song Runaway. I'm talking about very talented artist. Joining us today, Aurora. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste.
Tell me, you know what a rage your song has been, right? Social media has gone berserk with your beautiful creation. As an artist, is that satisfying to see people embracing your song that way all over the world?
Yes, it is. It is very wonderful to see, but it's equally as satisfying to see only one person embrace it. It's beautiful. It doesn't matter how many people there are, but it's very beautiful to see that people are trusting their hearts to open up to my song and my music. It's very touching to me.
For people who've really given in to making those creative reels on Instagram with your song, for them, let's tell the story behind Runway. How did you make it? Why did you, choose the theme that you did in the video and the song? And why is it so important for you? Because I know as a singer-songwriter, you've always focused on writing lyrics that you've, you know, vibed with and you believe in. So tell me why Runaway was so important to you.
Runaway was one of the first songs I ever wrote in my whole life. I was very young when I first started writing it, and it means a lot to me because it reminds me of myself as a child, and it reminds me of my childhood home. I grew up surrounded by the trees, and I could see over the ocean, and it was just very magical where I grew up. And I think I'm very lucky because it was such a magical place. I think I have had such a strong connection with nature since the very first day of my life. And I'm very grateful for that because nature is only kindness. And nature is my grandest source of inspiration. And to see people now recreating these beautiful, magical moments to my song is just it's very moving to me, and I think people are so creative and beautiful, and it's wonderful.
You have a lot of fans in India here. So you must tell me, when are you planning to come here? Of course, right now it's a pandemic. I'm not talking about right now. But in the future, would you like to come here? What do you know about our country? And tell me when can that happen?
I wish to come as soon as I can. One of my biggest things is on my bucket list. I need to come to India, and I can't wait until one day I can finally come. I've been dreaming about it for so long now. India just a really magical country. The food over there, and the fashion and the music and Bollywood and just the instrument and the percussion and the way people sing, the traditional way of singing in India, just touches my heart in a way that nothing else does. So I'm incredibly inspired in so many ways by the colorful ways of India, and I can't wait to go and see it for myself. I think it's going to be magical. So as soon as possible is my dream.
Is there anything you've heard about the country that interests you? Have you seen the films from our country? Have you heard the music?
Yes, I've heard the music and I've seen some films, and also I've seen the nature there and the food. I think everything. I There is so much of India I need to go and see for myself. I think I'm going to buy a lot of fabric also when I'm there, because me and my sister, we like to make uh, the clothing ourselves. So I think I'll probably buy a lot of fabric and then make beautiful pieces of clothing from it. But I hope when I come to India that I have the chance and the possibility to see many of the places, because India is
Sure.
such a country and so diverse, and it has so many different things to show. And so I hope that when I come, I'll be able to see more than just one place.
That sounds great for a lot of people, because right now in the midst of a pandemic. It's been really difficult for a lot of people here. I'm sure everywhere in the world. I'm sure you've been aware of what's happening everywhere else and in our country.
Yeah, I
So
am.
while we're discussing about you coming here, I also wanted to ask you that are there few artists that you really want to collaborate in the future with? Because that's how it is. The world is so small now, right?
Yes. Well, it is that there are so many people out there I admire, and I'm a very big admirer of every form and shape of traditional music and traditional instruments and ways of singing. So I would love to explore more cultural music, and um, because the honesty and soul in music like that is something that the world needs more of, I think. So I think if I ever do a featuring or a collaboration, it will be with someone the world doesn't know about yet.
And you sort of seem to remain authentic to what you do, while you know how artists have eventually fallen into the trap once they've been with labels to become something else. How have you managed to be authentic?
I think it's not that difficult. It's just to look more around you than you look at yourself, I think. And that's very helpful in many ways. You get less anxiety and you get less critical about yourself also when you spend more time just looking at others, if that makes sense. Because when I perform, I don't think about that I'm on the stage, but I think about the audience and that for them I have to do my best because this is their night and I owe everything I have to these people. So I'm just very aware of that I'm just a tiny piece of everything and how much I need everyone else. So it's very easy to stay humble once you understand the importance of every single person around you because everyone is so important. And also I really want to be a part of changing the world for the better. And I know that the only way I can ever change the world is if I stand side by side with a million other people. So I can only do anything good if I'm a tiny part of a big army of love. Um, I don't know what I do, but it's not that hard.
Because you managed to stick to your kind of music without being told that, oh, you can get more popular. Why don't you try this? I thought people have suggested that to you, haven't they?
Yes, they do, and but it's like when success is not your biggest goal in life, it's easy to make the music that is authentic because that is my biggest goal in life is to make good music. And of course some songs will be way more commercial, but it's not for the point of being commercial. It's because that song just happened to be easier to understand.
Mm,
But
absolutely.
it's never about reaching to millions of people. It's about reaching deep to the people you are reaching, if that makes sense.
You always stand up for the environment and what is happening around us to it. You've always stood up for LGBTQI rights. And in your songs and your videos, you've actually taken a step forward to show that all kinds of love is important. And I know that people have often asked you questions about your sexuality, the way you carry forward, the confidence that you have, and you've always answered that with such brutal honesty. Tell me more about that, because it's so difficult to open up to the world about who you are and be so proud of it, and you do it and you inspire people.
But I think you should, and we should all be proud of who we are. I think we all should thank the gods that we are all different, but also we are all so similar and we are all equal. It's so exciting to me. The world is so exciting, and I think it would be so boring without the colors, without the identities, without the sexualities. I am very open. I love love, and I can love anyone, any person. It doesn't matter who you are, how you look, and what a gender you are, or what gender you are not. For the people that prefers to be neutral. But it's like I feel like I'm so tired of the hate, and the hate is so pointless, and it will die out one day anyway, because hate is belongs to the past. The future is love, definitely. So it just makes sense to just accept the people around you, and um and just be kind. And I know that I have a lot to learn still, and I know that I owe so much of who I am and what I know from the different cultures around the world, from the different communities. And I owe my freedom to the women before me who have endured pain and fought for me. And then I have to be fighting for the women in my future, and the women around the world. It just makes sense. Um, and I am a part of many of the communities that I fight for. So it's also of course personal.
Who does Aurora fangirl over? Which
Well,
artist are you crazy about?
I like the heavy metal band Gojira a lot, and I was a very huge fan of Leonard Cohen, but he unfortunately passed away. But I love him and I adore him. And also, I love Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, and I love Dumbledore from Harry Potter. So
I love him.
wizards, I'm really fangirling over.
You're a Potterhead. High five on that. Potterheads. Potterheads are amazing.
So that's the people I admire.
You've been doing this for a while. So I want to understand that how do you sort of keep yourself grounded as a young woman? Like, does your mother remind you that, remember, at the end, you're very young and you need to do chores in the house, and, you need to listen to me, and there's like ground rules? What's the most normal thing that people ask you to do in your family that keeps you grounded, reminds you, okay, I have a fandom, but I am a really young woman who's figuring out normal stuff and heartbreaks and all of that?
I think, well, I'm very normal in many ways. My family is we're all very good friends, and we're all very aware and respectful of each other. So it's never been a really clear, like, we are the kids and they are the parents. And they've always treated us with very much respect and kindness. And in return, we have also been very respectful and kind to our parents, because we've just had that very good relationship. But I guess, like, when she calls me and makes sure that, are you eating healthy, are you getting enough food, because I don't eat meat. So she's like, are you getting enough of the things you need for your body, and she's very anxious for me that I will get everything I need for my body. And also, maybe, like, my head can become really messy sometimes. So often my house is a bit messy, because if I paint for like 4 days in a row, you forget to clean. So that happens sometimes, and she tells me, now you have to clean your apartment again, it's getting a bit messy. And also, like, I can get really anxious about going to the store, like, and I have a lot of anxiety. And sometimes, when you're about to go on a plane, and the people in the airport says, yeah, have a great flight, and you says, yeah, you too, and you're like, no, but they're not going to fly, that's the worst thing ever. And then you think about it all day, that you said you too, when you should have said, have a great day, because they're not going to fly. It's just those normal things. So I deal with a lot of the normal anxious things that a lot of people my age do.
One rumor about yourself that you heard and made you laugh?
A rumor that I am a fairy.
People thought you were a fairy?
Yes.
I'm going to end this quickly by asking you some fun questions. You'll have to give me some fun, quick answers for people who don't know you so well. So we're going to try and sort of unravel you. Okay, are you ready? One rumor about yourself that you heard and made you laugh?
A rumor that I am a fairy.
People thought you were a fairy?
Yes.
I have a, do you grant wishes, Aurora? Because I have one. End it. End the pandemic, Aurora.
I will do my best.
Do you believe you're a fairy? I don't know. I'm believing it. You don't know, do we? Okay. An annoying habit of yours that's been pointed out to you by your friends or family.
I bite my nails. I bite my nails and I always forget everything because I'm very messy in my head. But I don't bite them anymore. I've actually almost been a year without biting because of the virus. You can't
There you
put
go.
them. So it's actually helped me. Look how long this is.
This is not bad at all. What are the weirdest nicknames or names that people have kept for you and you thought that they were pretty weird?
Um, People used to call me Lola before.
Why?
It's weird.
Randomly?
I don't understand it. Lola.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing comment a fan has written to you?
Oh, well, I don't really get so embarrassed.
Okay, a very weird comment that someone's written to you.
A weird, someone said I had nice toes because I'm often
Nice
barefoot.
toes?
I'm often barefoot on stage, so they said that I had nice toes, and I said thank you.
What has been your craziest fan moment?
Oh, I think when fans tattoo things on them that I have, if they make me do my autograph on their leg and then they tattoo it, that's very crazy.
You do get embarrassed, don't you? To the few haters that you might have, or to the negativity that people spread on social media, what would you like to tell those people?
Well, I think it's normal to hate on what you don't understand. Sometimes it's scary to look at a person that you don't understand who they are and what they're doing, and that's okay. I think it's good. I think it creates balance. So keep going. Okay, that's what I have to
Wow.
say.
That's I have never heard this from someone. She's actually like, okay, keep going, bring it on, right? You can't encourage them. Tell them no hate.
No, wait, no. I think it's good that they. I would rather have them hate on me though than anyone else because I don't really care about it because it's so irrelevant to my life. What bad things people write, you know. So it's nothing you should ever pay any attention to. Maybe like, the haters they will be forgotten very quickly, and the people that give love they will be remembered.
Which artist would you one day hope that one takes up and does like a cool version of Runaway?
Maybe a System of a Down, or
Wow.
Kate Bush.
Really?
That will be.
For all your fans in India, is there a message that you'd like to give them, and for your fans otherwise who are watching?
Yes, I would say I'm sending so much love to India right now and to everyone who's going through a hard time. I know it may things that may seem hopeless right now, and it is a terrible, and you're allowed to feel that life right now is truly terrible. As long as you just keep going and don't give up and be kind to yourself, know that you're allowed to be afraid and scared, and that you're allowed to feel like you don't have any motivation or anything good in your life right now, as long as you know that with time it will be better, and as long as you know that there are also people around the world right now that feel just the same as you are. So we are not alone, we are actually together in this battle, and one day it will be better and we can look back and be so proud of ourselves that we kept going through these hard times. And I can't wait to come to India also, and then we can all sing.
We can't wait to have you. We are hoping we're in a better world soon. The pandemic ends, and we'd love to have you and hear you perform on stage. Do what you do best and really, really entertain us.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody knows, nobody knows. And I was dancing in the rain. I felt alive, but I can't complain. But no, take me home where I belong.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you. I loved. I hope you had fun, Aurora. Thank you for chatting with us. Lots of love.
Lots of love.
And I'm going to keep doing this. We're going to keep. This is our little dance on your song for you. Thank you once again. Lots of love to you. Waiting for more of your tracks. Until then, you'll see a lot of love coming from India always.